Alright, so what did you want to do after you graduated high school, Brian?
After I graduated Franklin High School in Livonia, which was awesome, is I wanted to go to college to get my electrical engineering degree.
Now, where have you worked after high school?
Where I worked for Jack Roush doing diagnostics on offshore vehicles. I worked at Intelligent Controls and did diagnostics on Ford Motor vehicles. For many years, I worked at GM working on the parallel hybrid truck with the hydrogen fuel cell vehicle, and now I'm working at Cummins Diesel doing base engine support. So anything on the engine fails, I have to figure out why.
Very fascinating, I like that. Could you give some personal background about your life, like when you were little?
Personal background in regards to
When you were little?
what? That I always liked working on cars.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 10 years old, my mom and dad gave me a car and said I will be driving a 1976 Cutlass Supreme. It was my car when I could drive. So I began working on it when I was 10 years old, doing brakes, whatever, various stuff to it until I turned 16, and then that was my car to drive.
Right. Now, let me talk about where did you grow up? Did you move around a lot?
No, I did not move on a lot. I grew up in Livonia. I lived in Westland, Livonia schools, and that's where I went to Hayes Elementary, Emerson Junior High, and Franklin High School, which I met your mom in 8th grade.
That's awesome. Alright. Do you have any favorite types of music?
80s.
When you're in the trucks and stuff? And
Yep.
driving around, working?
Yep. I drive around all the time.
Right. What are your greatest stresses and what causes you the most anxiety when you work on these cars?
Probably the most anxiety is when I have to do a pretty detailed report in front of a large audience, where I only have, say, hours prior to the meeting to prepare for it. You get very stressed out. You try to learn everything in those couple hours, and it's sort of there's a lot of anxiety there when you get up in front of a lot of people and you don't know everything at that time.
Wow, that does seem really stressful. What was what is the most rewarding thing about working on those like cars? Like, do they work out sometimes and you feel good about it and you fix it, or does it? I don't know.
What's most rewarding is to solve the problems. The harder the problem, the more the challenge it is, and I take it on as a challenge that I'm going to figure it out no matter what it takes. I do what it takes to get the job done, and I will figure it out. I'll do whatever I have to do, and that's the most rewarding part of it, is finding these problems that are really hard to find.
Who has been a big influence in your life? Why are they such an influence on you?
Well, my dad was always an influence on me, as he helped me with everything from working on cars to houses to sheds to really anything. We were always together. He was my partner. He was probably my biggest role model growing up. Him and my grandpa, I called him Buppa. His name was Henry or Hega, and he's the one that taught me how to work with wood and build workbenches and sheds and everything else. So between the two of them, those are my biggest inspiration in my life.
That's awesome. And to wrap it up, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I really enjoy working with you guys on these cars, especially Aiden and his multiple cars. He doesn't shy away too easy. He's got the same background as I do, working on these things and trying to figure out these issues. I can see him being an engineer in the future, but that's up to him.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you so much.
It'll be awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Brian. Dad.
Brian.
Yeah.
Son.